now inside the top 40 as well. Last year reached the third round and lost to Marin Cilic on his debut. Cilic, of course, the man who went on and knocked out Andy Murray, but Cilic, one of those who's already been knocked out this year. So who's going to knock out whom tonight? Well, you'd expect Nadal to get the better of Istomin, but we shall see. It will be the man from Uzbekistan to start them off. Istomin, who turns 24 on September the 7th, 6'2" tall, originally born in Russia but residing in Tashkent. Four previous attempts to beat a member of the world's top three have ended in failure for him. But great to see him out on any tennis court these days, considering the very serious injury he suffered a few years ago now when he broke a leg in a car accident while travelling to an event in Tashkent back in 2001. 3 months in hospital and 2 years off the tour. At the time, the doctors doubted he would ever play professional tennis again, but here he is tonight.
Yeah, that takes a bit of mental resolve, does it? Not just physical resolve, but a fair amount of belief to come back from that. Reminds me of Thomas Muster, actually. There's pictures of him hitting in a wheelchair, or with one leg up on when he had that serious knee problem.
Yes, in Miami, wasn't it? On the way to the final, and somebody backed into him as he was just coming out of his hotel, crushed his knee. As you say, how he fought his way back so well, subsequently to become a French Open champion. Well, Istomin using the width of the court well and the depth, and hitting at some pace. So our first look of the night at the Nadal serve. The breeze continuing to swirl around. Can't see it on those shots, but I can tell you around the arena, every time he's gone up for this serve so far, hundreds literally of flashbulbs flickering, capturing the moments. And he's certainly hitting with some power already with that serve. 128 and counting.
It's funny actually because they asked him about his serve the other day and he's trying to improve it, and he said every day, he says, I try to improve everything, and that kind of just perfectly sums up the man, really.
Not only do we sense his desire to win this title at last, but also the crowds for him to do so. Such a great reception he got when he walked onto the court. Wherever he goes, he's hugely popular, not just at home but all over the world. And, they would love to see him do it here in New York. Istomin hasn't beaten any of the top three yet, but among the victories he has notched up this year, a couple against Nicolas Almagro. He's also got the better of Stanislas Wawrinka. Philip Kohlschreiber fell to him in San Jose.
Talking of Kohlschreiber, he's just lost. Here's Simon.
Yeah, 6-3 in the fifth. So it will be Simon who plays the winner of tonight's match in the next round. And for those of you who were close watchers at Wimbledon, of course, Istomin also had a real battle in the third round against Thomas Berdych, eventually lost 6-4 in the final set.
And there's that slappy forehand that we were talking about. Pretty late, actually. A little bit like Gilles Simon in a way. Comes off the racket relatively late, but catching Nadal out.
Rafa doubted it was in, and Norm Chris says it was out.
The ball looks wide from here.
Well, we may be 600 feet up as
only 600.
But that was as underneath us as it gets.
Yes.
And I thought that was wide.
Agreed. So Istomin again managing to hold with no threat as yet, and he leads Rafa 2-1 first set. Certainly can pack a punch. Has a very compact serve, it seems to me, for somebody as tall as he is. He doesn't have a very high ball toss, so that's not the easiest for Rafa to read.
Certainly see him though, wouldn't you, in that shirt?
Yes. Istomin trying to defend in vain, but from such a position.
30.
Yeah, and it's actually that last forehand that where he flattens off a little more than perhaps he would do on a clay court. You can see here, just hits the little more through the ball than perhaps he would do on a clay court, where he just jumps up a little further.
Talk about defence into attack in a flash.
30, 15.
Well, that was sensational. Absolutely sensational, because Rafa's come at him here. Check that out. Phenomenal. 10, 15 feet behind the baseline.
First serve.
Nadal definitely took a little more time, didn't he, before that attempted serve. Perhaps reflecting on what Istomin had just done to him. Nadal applying his own power and precision.
40, 50.
He's so good at just moving on to the next point. He reminds me in a way of Agassi doing that. And swiftly enough, 15 minutes gone.